We're back again. Ready to roll. Got my coffee ready. I'm freshly shaven. Did I do a good job? Not really. But here we are. We have our dudes who keep running sideways slightly. We've got our planet here. And we got our nice little sky beam. Oh, one thing. This thing's still called black hole for some reason. Where's my light for that? Do I not have a light for that? I guess I don't. Let's go ahead and throw an Omni light. Let's grab this transform, blip, toss it right there. And let's enable shadows. Put that right there. I'm gonna do a range of 15. We're gonna take this. Where's our black hole? Make sure that this does not cast shadows. Let me also pull up my stream here so I don't miss YouTube comments. Oh, and I need to post my links. Gable Penny Shot, what is up? Good morning. Okay, now I need to go to this, to the material. Does the material need to disable receive shadows? That's true. I don't think I want to disable that. Where do I? Shadows, deceive, or cast shadow on, right there. Perfect. All right, there we go. So on our hub, this should no longer cast shadows, but it should be, but the light that is attached to it should. I'm gonna do more of a yellow light. Let's try that out. See how it looks. Grass creature bros. running around, having a good old time. Okay, nice. Now it has a light. That's good. I really love this zoomed out view. Let's jump into the teleport. Zoomed out view looks good on this map too. Got some weirdness with the camera collision. Yeah, because we've got that mesh there. That's fine. Getting some framiness. We do have a lot of particles, a lot going on. And we got those things falling apart, which could be it. Okay. We'll have to optimize that map and probably redesign a bunch of stuff on it anyway. We will have to redesign a bunch of stuff on that map because a lot of it needs to be scripted. I can work on these guys. Kind of the thing I need to figure out is how to do navigation on a spherical planet. Because I can't just generate a nav mesh. Because it doesn't like when things go upside down. But maybe someone's already figured that out. So we could take a look. Generate nav mesh on sphere. Godot. Oh, wait. Sphere mesh generate navigation mesh. This is from a while ago. But let's see what happens. Oh, by the way, on Twitch, we got an ad break starting in about 2 minutes. So here. Can I do it here? Or do I go into the planet? Nav mesh. Nice. Okay, we have a nav mesh. And we have the navigation region. Sick. Okay. Well, that was easy. On hub, we need reference to this for our grass bros. Navigation region 3D. Okay, they all have a nav region now. So when we get, our grass bro needs a nav agent. Navigation agent 3D. Too warm. Okay. Get nav target. Let's open up our VS Code again because I don't remember how to do this. Nope. VS Code. There we go. VRV says, I want to be game dev, but I only know Godot and know for that. Not much for that? Is that what you're trying to say? Because if you want to do game development, it just takes a lot of doing game development. You just have to do a ton of it. Okay, we can do this. Copy. Nav.nav target. This needs to be our navigation agent. Okay, let's see if it still works. But yeah, if you're trying to do it, Godot is a great place to start. Oh, no jobs for that. Yeah, that's true. Godot is not nearly as... Oh, please work. Okay, they work. They're still scooting weirdly. Why is that? I think I can disable gravity on these guys. And then disable their collision shape, maybe? Or just go here and say, don't run into one. And then maybe I can... Gravity, that's right. If we take gravity, we're just going to do a quick return here. But yeah, VRV, the job market for Godot is much less. Although, I do think that's going to change as Godot gets more and more popular. Oh. What are these dudes doing? Why is their target position way up here? I think we just have a weird... That's what's happening. They're still trying to get spots far away. Get closest point, navigation server 3D. Okay, let's project. Or actually, wait, is it navigation agent? Oh wait, no, is it here? Visible paths? Visible navigation. Let's try that. Title and description. Improve for more views. That game. How did you do that? Thank you. Let me check this real quick. Okay, I don't see any paths, any navigation happening. Probably because I've forgotten some things. How did I do it? Just a lot of Blender. There's some shaders on it, some outline shaders. There's a lot going on. Let me get rid of the navigation real quick. Navigation looks good. We just need to do something else. Nav target. Okay. What is our moving? Every tick move. Get next path position. Ah, I see. So every tick move. Don't need that. Just need that. Let's see what happens. Let's also pull this back up. Okay. Hey! Where's our paths? Let's go back. Whoops. Debug enabled. Okay, let's try that. Oh, okay. Why is he still moving like that? I think it's just our rotation system. Okay, let's look at the way we are rotating them when they move. We're doing velocity.x, velocity.z. I think we just need to convert that differently. But yeah, VRV, I've been doing a lot of low poly stuff in Blender, which helps a lot to have that. Next creature I'm making is going to be a rock golem, so I will show you that in a bit here once I fix these guys. Let's throw gravity back on and collision. Okay, so they're clearly just not turning around the right angles. Wait. Maybe they are now. Now it seems like they are. Weird. By the way, this little jump sound. Hey, Manadona, what's up? How you doing? This sound, the jumping sound, was just made with my mouth, as well as this sound, the buzzing. Make noise. Oh, we have visible paths on so we can see the orbit of the sun. Just woken up, got some tea. Nice. I've got my coffee here. Must be morning. Let's see here. What are you, an East Coaster? Because right now it's 2 p.m. here in Finland, where I live. We can turn off visible paths. Okay, the next fun thing we get to do is a rock golem. I could work on my grass guys more and make them burrow. I could even build the leadership system where they kind of run in packs. That could be good. However, I kind of feel like building this out. This rock golem guy. I need a cube. More of a Midlander, I think. No coast around here. Okay. Okay, let's go edit mode. Let's do this. Wireframe. Bring this guy up. Let's move him over. Okay, and then we need a modifier on this, which will be the mirror modifier. We're going to start with the torso. How big do we want this guy? Well, he needs to be able to turn into a cave. So he needs to be pretty big. Big legs, small legs, not really sure. What do you think? Needs a big head that kind of sticks out. I'm thinking squat with big arms, short legs. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, sweet. They should all be separate objects, though, for ease of animating. So we're going to turn on clipping. And he is a rock, so we can keep him fairly angular. We don't need to be very precise about any of this. There's the torso. Bring that booty in a bit. Bring that back out a little bit. Okay, torso more or less good. Seems decent. We're gonna name this torso. Okay, now we need object mode. We're gonna go Shift A. Cube again. This one is going to be called arm. And we're gonna have to remember how to, whoops, let's go to edit mode before we do any of that. I'm gonna have to remember how to animate, which, it has been a while. Can I just mirror it like that? I think I can, yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, big ol' arms. Ooh, do we need 4 arms to be fully separate? Yes, we do. Which means, let's grab all of this. Let's make this an elbow. Now this guy can clip into himself as much as he wants. I do not care about that. Okay. Upper arm. Now we go back to object mode. We're going to add a new cube. Call this lower arm. Oh, why is he... How do I reset transforms? You know what? I don't want to have to Google it, so we're just going to go to object mode, Shift A, create a cube, edit mode. Go right there, add a modifier. Mirror, okay, now it works. AGX, we're going to move his hands out a little bit, rotate them a little bit, move them up a little bit, maybe move them back again a little bit. Okay. Go back to object mode, add another one. Now we got to do the legs. We only have one more after the leg. Edit mode, we go here, we add another mirror. I don't even know if this is how I'm supposed to be doing it, but Okay, that'll work. Now we need a head. Okay, this is a leg. Edit mode, object mode, mesh cube. Sounds good. We don't need a mirror for this. Go here, go into wireframe, bring it up. This guy just kind of looks like the Iron Golem from Minecraft, but whatever. All right. I don't know what he is now, but he's here. He's undeniable. Okay, now we can go to object mode. Shift A, and now we got to do a armature. Okay. How do I do any of this? I've already forgotten completely how to animate. Let's apply that to all of these. This is head, fist, apply, torso, apply, upper arm, apply. Okay. Okay. This is where we Google it because we can't remember. YouTube, actually. YouTube. Animate. Rig. Nope, come on. Rig Robot Blender.
as well. As you can see here, it has a IK system, making it very easy to use. You can also check out this energy shield as part of my asset pack in the description below. Now, if you'd like to use this mech to follow along, I've chose a free model, which I will link to in the description. So I'm just going to snap the front view here. I'm going to go ahead, add armature single bone, and I'm going to name this armature mech arm. Great. Now what we're going to do is tab into edit mode here. I'm going to grab the top of this, bring this down, and name this root bone.
Okay. Grab this, go into edit mode. Root bone. Oh, I need to name this rock golem. Okay.
Perfect. I'm gonna hit Shift D, move that up on the Z axis, and you'll notice here we can't see it behind our model. So I'm gonna come over here to the armature tab and turn on in front, and that'll just
Oh, I see. He's doing Shift D to okay, so we go over here, we do viewport display in front, okay.
make that visible at all times. So I'm gonna go ahead, drag that top there up. Up here, press E, Z, and extrude that up on the Z axis. We're gonna
Don't think I need that.
Body, and this head.
I guess, yeah. Okay, this. Okay.
Perfect.
Now this head, maybe it'll move forward or something. I could do something like that later.
Now what we're going to do is add some here for the arms and for these wings. So let's go ahead, hit Shift A. That will give us a new bone, which we can
Shift A.
move with the grab. We'll go ahead, bring that there. And we're going to drag this down here and then switch here into top view and make sure it's all lined up this direction.
Do I even need this shoulder placement? Maybe.
As well. And let's just call this wing.l. Now we're going to build all the bones on this side, and anything we build on this side, you're going to put .l at the end. And that's so at the end we can symmetrize across the center axis, and it will automatically move all those bones to this side and just save us some time. Perfect. So let's go ahead.
This one's going to be lower arm .l. Okay.
Ahead here, hit Shift A, add another bone there, and we're going to go ahead and bring this up here to the center of the arm. Come into side view here, and we're going to grab the back of this bone and move this here. But first, let's rotate the bone. So if you grab the bone and hit R, -90, while in the side view, that will rotate that -90 degrees and just give you a straight bone there so that you don't have to worry about it being at an off angle. So we'll go ahead, grab the tip there and drag that out to cover the arm here. Great.
Okay, that's the wing.
Now we're going to go ahead and add the leg. But first, let's name this, and we'll name this arm.L.
Okay.
Perfect. I'm going to hit Shift A again, and then I'm going to bring this over here.
I don't even know if I need inverse kinematics for this guy, because we don't even have... I don't even have knees, elbows. You know what? We're not even gonna worry about we will have an elbow. Legs, we're just gonna kind of boom, boom. I don't know. We'll figure this out.
What I'm going to do is bring this up to the hip. So we'll go ahead, bring the bottom of this bone to the hip, grab that top there, and we're going to bring this down to this bolt here in the center. Now we're going to hit E to extrude, bring that back on the Y-axis so it's centered at the bolt there as well. And E again, go ahead, bring that in to the bone tab and turn off deform just so that doesn't accidentally get attached to anything. Come back in there and move that there. Great. We're also going to grab this bone, come over here to the bone tab and turn off deform just so that doesn't accidentally get attached to anything. Now what we need to do is go ahead and name the bones on this leg. So let's call this, I'm going to go ahead, L, bone, body. And we're going to go ahead and parent this hip here to the body.
Okay.
And then
how did you do that?
And parent this hip here to the body. And then we...
What is it? Keep offset. Okay. That. Keep offset.
We want to go ahead here and parent this foot bone to the root bone. And just do keep offset there.
Looks like we're doing a double.
And this should now be separate from the leg, which is exactly what we need for our IK chain. Perfect.
That's for IK stuff? We don't need that.
So now we kind of have all
Albert,
that
what's up, man?
Let's go ahead up here and connect these. So we're going to want both of these to be connected up here and hit symmetrize. It will copy everything over, including now if we select everything and hit symmetrize.
Perfect.
It will copy everything over, including the parenting structure, which is why we did that before symmetrizing. Great, so let's go about adding that IK chain. So we're going to switch out.
Don't need an IK
and then
chain.
we'll parent this. You can see that now the bone is kind of crunching and moving there. Oh, great. So
should this be parented to that? I guess so, whatever.
So that kind of gives us our left. Now, this is an additional step. You don't have to do.
Cool to see to get it added in game. Yeah, here, let me show you. I think we have the grass creatures are now pretty well added. I haven't built out their burrowing and all of that yet. But they do work now. They have real pathfinding, which is nice. And they don't seem to point the wrong direction when they move. Rock Golem is going to be walking around on the surface, just kind of clomping around, and then every once in a while he will lay down and he will kind of become a cave, and other creatures will go to sleep inside of the cave. Nice work, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Good to see you back here as well. I do like this little jump. And now here we are. Anyway, I get lost just flying around in my own game. Okay, got to go back to this guy. Go back to here.
Do this, but a lot of times with mechs and things like that,
Let me go grab some more coffee. Getting Vietnam flashbacks from those tanks shooting. They got some nice feedback on them. Like the guns feel powerful, you know? Like, let me go to my world here. I like the way the guns, like, boom, boom. Still need to make those little things they're shooting actually have a destruction And these guys always shoot to the right for some reason. I still haven't figured that out. But back to this.
It can only turn or move on certain rotations. So what you could do is go ahead and grab something like the head here. And by default, Blender will revert to quaternion, which is WXYZ. You can go ahead, change this to XYZ on any bone you want to do this to. And then you can actually come here under the bone constraint tab, and you can start locking things. So you can see here the location on this one's already locked, and that's because it is attached to a bone. So it won't be able to move off of that bone because it is controlled by that bone in terms of its location. But what you can do is lock the rotation. So for example, if you go up here, go to global, switch this to local.
This will be big because I actually have to make and animate mechs anyway.
Numbers will work with those local numbers. So with this local view on and our gimbal here, you can see the different axes and what way they go. So we can safely assume that the mech is not going to be able to move this way because it would just crash into itself. So one thing you could do is come over here and you could lock the X and you could also lock the Z. And then what that would do is make it so that you only ever rotate the Y. This will just make animation a little bit cleaner and easier to do. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is begin parenting these pieces to the mech. So let's go ahead, grab the mech, grab our armature here, let's hit Control P, and then we are going to do with empty groups.
Do I do empty groups or do I do...
Now if we your hero to the mech. So let's go ahead, grab the mech, grab our arm.
Okay. With automatic weights. Now let's go to pose mode and let's see what happens. Okay, that does make him a lot more squishy. Kind of don't mind that. This is a lot easier, I think. Did I tell you about Pixabay yesterday? I forgot. I don't think so. Wait, did you? It sounds kind of familiar, but maybe I'm just misremembering. I don't think you did. Royalty-free stock media. Do they have skyboxes? Oh, sound effects too. Okay. Do you have to give credit? These things are always so loud. But that's pretty sick. Struck the lottery 2 days ago by finding about Pixabay. 100% no string attached, free sound effects, images, music. Dang. Looked hard into the terms and services and everything. It's legit. Okay. Well, that's sick. Because if you don't have to do anything, no strings attached. If you don't even have to like give credit and stuff, that would be so sick. Well, that's going to be big. I am going to try to make a lot of sound effects myself. Just because I enjoy when I get it right. It is fun. But I don't want to do that for everything. It would be much better to have a library. And freesound.org is kind of cool, but there's just so much unusable stuff. And you still have to do potentially a lot of like crediting, which I'm fine with doing. It's just I would need to have a system of like recording which things I'm actually using and figuring out where to put credit and all that.
Armature here, let's hit Control P, and then we are going to do with empty groups. Now if we
Okay, that's with empty groups. We don't need empty groups.
L while in face mode, and that will select the entire object. And I just want to make sure all of that is assigned to leg 2.0 L. First thing. Go ahead and hide that. And I want all of this to be assigned to that as well. So go ahead, grab these pieces.
This is going to be useful when I do that.
Cable here. And I have my extras turned off. Let me go ahead. A bit more to this and do one more step. So you're going to get a lot of glitches and things because it's trying to simulate in real time. So what I've gone ahead and done here is add some keyframes to our body here. Throw a ball, there will be an easing process where you wind up your arm and then toss the ball. And by default, Blender interprets that into the graph. And you can see here how it eases.
Yeah. I'm just going to go to animating. We need to do what? Timeline? No. Dope sheet. How do we do this again? Oh, action editor. New action. Idle. Nope. Start, and then we'll do end is 60. Grab all of these, Control C, Control V. Let's do end 59. Oh, edit mode. That's what we want, I think. Yeah. Okay, now we can do a new action. This is going to be walk. How do we do this if they're not parented to the body? Copy that. Go here. Paste that. Nope. Press I. Paste here. Press I. Okay, here we do a Command Shift V, press I. Okay, then on frame 15, guess I can't. I copy that. Go here, Command Shift V, I. Okay, grab all of this. We're going to do 120, so I think 119. Grab this, bring this out to 30. Grab this, bring this out to 60. This out to 90. 120. Okay, that's not bad. The only thing they said is just as long as you don't take something without any change or effort, just put in copy, paste, and sell, then you're fine. Okay, yeah. That's pretty amazing. I will definitely be looking at that. Doing some digging. Okay, this isn't bad. Oh. Gotta remember to do that. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we copy this. We do a new action. This is going to be cave. How do we make him turn into a better cave? Dr. Cap! Finally able to catch one of your streams. It is good to see you again. Yeah, I'm all the way over here in Finland on the Finland schedule, so it's a bit different. I've been streaming later, and now I'm noticing that I'm getting more of my, West Coast time zone viewers now, which is great. Because I've been trying to stream earlier in the day, but it's still kind of too late for that West Coast time. Unless I get up at 5 or 6. Right now it's almost 3 o'clock. The sun is almost down already. Moved back to Florida, so I'm East Coast. Okay, perfect. Then it's what? It's 5 on the West Coast, so 8 in the morning? Something like that. Dr. Cap, I got to show you my newest project. This kind of works, to be honest. It's not like a full-on cave, but we could just add more objects to this guy and make him more cavey. We can always edit him. Okay. We can grab this. We can do it real quick. A new action called uncave. Actually, we can just grab all of this. Go like this. Okay, that's him uncaving. Here's him caving. Almost 8 a.m. Cool looking dude there, thank you. Okay, that's him turning into a cave. Cave, sort of. We'll have to do some stuff. Here's him walking. And here's his idol. Everything I believe now is 120 frames. That's fine. Okay, let me show you, Dr. Cap. We got 1455 here in South Africa. That's where you're out of. Dang. 1455. I got to get used to the rest of the world's way of doing time. That is 3 p.m. Okay. Same time zone as you, Albert. That's what I've got. How long did he take? We started making that guy, I don't know, 40 minutes ago. How long have I been streaming? An hour? So yeah, probably 40 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, somewhere around there. But this is our planet here. Our home world. Skybox you might recognize from some other projects I've had, but I just pulled it over. I need to find another one. One that I can pay for and own legit, because I found this online 2 years ago and I don't know where it came from. It's just been on my desktop. You might also recognize these guys, because we're pulling over a lot of assets from some other projects. We got some grass bros. We got a nice little planet atmosphere here. And then, if we jump into the portal here, it takes us to the first level, which is mostly very unfinished. It's just kind of visuals, but I will show you. You dive straight into a sci-fi battle, and then there's going to be some storyline that you follow along with. You maybe do some little basic puzzles, but for the most part, this whole project is just a visual experience. So like in this, we've got a big battle that's happening. We have to build it out like crazy. We've got auto turrets, spaceships getting shot out of the sky. We've got tanks engaged in combat on the ground. We got a bunch of sci-fi buildings. We're gonna really try to build this out and make it sick. We're gonna have a mech that you follow along, or a couple mechs in a squad that are battling through the city. You're gonna follow along and just watch them as they do their thing. And you might do a few puzzles just to unlock new sections of the story. But each section of the story, or each, this storyline will probably only be like 10 to 15 minutes. But the whole point of this project is that you have a bunch of different alternate dimensions that you visit, and you just experience a story on them. So this is going to be completely unconnected from all the other levels. The other levels are going to be in entirely new settings, entirely new characters, entirely new laws of physics, everything. So, yeah, that's the general idea. Love the grass fellas, yep. Love this a lot, actually. Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. We've been working on this one specifically for a few weeks, right? When did I start making this? Yeah, maybe like a month ago or more. But I'm really liking this hub world, this little planet. It just, the vibes, I think that's what I'm good at, is vibes. And I think I'm hitting it here. But the rock golem guy, he goes on here. Great progress, IMO, thank you. Yeah, so the hard part is going to be, you're going to access different worlds from this world. This is your home planet. And then you're going to go to these other worlds and you're going to just experience stories there. But I'm going to have to do a lot of scripting, a lot of voice acting, which will be fun. But also a lot of like scripted moments. So it'll be kind of my first time doing something like that. Because you mostly don't interact with the environment in this. It's mostly like a cinematic that you can walk around in. I just love floating around in this, though. Okay. We have this guy. We've got a few animations. We're going to have to add more, of course, because I want him to like kind of walk up to the big thing of light and like stick his hand in there for a bit and just do random stuff. This is class name Grass Bro. We let's just make a new scene. Let's not worry about making it scalable yet. This is just the hub world planet, so it doesn't really matter that much. Hub world scenes, creatures, create new scene. We're gonna do a character body 3D. Rock. Golem. Just gonna grab all of this, go to here, we're gonna delete that. Let's instantiate our rock golem. Make some editable children. We're going to grab all of these. We're going to give them a surface material override. Albedo, let's just do a generalized gray. And then maybe for the head, we could do a little bit darker. And for the legs, wait, did I grab the right one? Copy. Paste. Okay. Sure. Go here. We need to make sure these things loop. EM Audio does voice stuff. She might have useful info in her Discord or on her stream. She's actually a voiceover person dipping into Blender and game dev. Oh, okay. I should look into that because I have people who are really good at voices. I'm going to do a lot of the voices as well because I enjoy doing that kind of thing. But is there technical stuff in there? Like, because I should look into that. Even just like recording wise. Okay, cave, no. Hey, where did my walk go? Now, where's my uncave? It has 0. Nice. Now this one has 0. Why? What is that? And what is it doing? Why is that there? 0 next to action Blender. Okay. Okay, these are all fake users now. Okay. I don't know why that's a thing. Re-import. There we go. Now we have them all. Weird. There's tools and tips, I think, other audio people in it that are learning. Nice. It's my first go-to place for audio information. Okay, I need to make notes of these things because otherwise I will just instantly forget. Things to look into. First one was that Pixabay that Albert mentioned. And then EM Audio. You said there's a Discord? And stream. If I don't make notes, of course, then I need to remember to look at Trello. But I want to keep that stuff in mind because I want to do a lot of the audio stuff myself. All right, we have this now. Let's go here. We're going to say cave. Walking, uncave, idle. Wait, uncaving, caved, caving, walking, idle, burrow, idle. We're gonna do here, cave. Let's do moving just to keep this consistent. Caving. Uncaving. State.caved. Yeah, we need caved. Oops. We need an uncaving up here. Walking can get deleted. Idle. Okay. Sick. Now we need to go here, turn the walking animation into a loop. And the idle into a loop. Re-import. Okay, animation player. We got animation player. This needs to be right there. Skeleton 3D. This needs to be this. Nav. We need a nav region. Well, we'll add that later. Timer, we're going to call this one nav timer. Say one shot. Wait second one time. Auto start, because I think it is on the other one too. Yeah. Need a navigation agent 3D. Okay, blip, blap, bloop. Transition to idle. We have anim play. What do we have here? Idle. Okay. And then here, walk. Then we can go to our hub. 3D, we can grab our rock golem. We can tell him that his nav region is that. Okay, sick. We can go here. We can add a collision shape. Capsule shape. Okay, let's just see what happens. See what breaks. He ain't doing nothing. Oh, we didn't connect this. Okay, he's moving. We need his this to be more like 50 and 50 and 50 and 50. Now our timer situation, it's going off no matter what. We kind of need him to, yeah. We need him to, first of all, not move as fast. We're going to put a speed at 4. Then what we need is when he reaches his spot, and we transition to idle. Transition to idle should just start our start that. We'll just do that for now. So he should try to get to wherever he's going. before he... Okay, his legs are way too slow. Let's also make his turn speed more like 3. Okay. Maybe we go back to here. We go to his grab everything here. Make it twice as fast. Let's see if that fixes it. I sent you a Discord message with the link for M Audio's Discord. Perfect. I will join that in a sec here. Hey. Okay, nice. Still walking really short distances. Yeah, that's not super short. Nice. Just Covino, what is up? Looking pretty cool, thank you. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. Sick. Okay, I'm in that Discord now. I'll have to take a look at it. See what resources there are. I haven't really looked into making sound effects. I've done tons of like music. So I know a decent bit about like production. The basics of, you know, different effects and stuff, but that's pretty much it. Let's speaking of, let's open up Audacity. Let's do a little boom boom. Skip. Okay. Maybe something a little more punchy. No, we need footsteps, so maybe like that. We can pitch shift it. Let's try this. Golem footstep. Then we go to Rock Golem. We add a audio stream player 3D. Go here. We do Golem footstep. Toss that in there. This is something I'm not really sure how to do because we got a bunch of different buses. I guess we just add another bus for now. Creature footsteps. I'm going to do let's just keep it like that. Okay, let's do a pitch scale 0.5. That's still pretty. Is there like a low pass filter? It sounds too reverby. These scene names are great. Got to see Grass Bro and Rock Golem when you're not busy. Grass Bro, Rock Golem. There's no naming conventions here. Consistency kills, is my saying. If you're not spending an extra 5 seconds looking for something because you forgot how you named it, then you're not living. By the way, good to see Captain Onasa. We got double captain here. I've got all of the officers in my chat. Military high command of my stream has arrived. So we need to look sharp. Okay. Nope. It needs to be softer and less reverby. Okay, we're going back to Audacity. ADHD is in full effect. Okay, let me think about this. No, maybe we need something longer, like longer tail end. Something like that. Let's try. Nope, not that. Maybe. But that's a little bit too heavy. Ooh, I just realized we also need creaking rock sounds. I could use my Magnesia citrati right here. Could do something like that. At ease, yes. Oh. Nope. Yeah, something soft like this. I don't know. Sure. It's a little bit hard hitting. That still might be a little bit much. Maybe we do put some like... I don't know. Okay, walk. How long are these? These 60. Walk is 2.5 seconds. 2.5. And right there we can do add a track. Wait, there's an audio playback one, but let me just do play footstep. Okay, and then we got our audio stream player 3D. Where's our footsteps? We'll just do that. And we'll do footsteps dot play footsteps dot what is it, pitch scale equals rand f range 0.3 0.5. We'll do something like that. We'll do that here on walk. It's 2.5, so 1 point, what is it? Yeah, halfway through it. Yeah. Call method track on the rock column. Okay, there we go. What did we call this? Play footsteps. Why? This is in the rock column. Isn't this how I do this? Property track? It's not property track. It is call method track, right? Why am I unable to do these? I guess I could just do a audio playback track. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Wait a second. No, I've got like a billion of them right here. Were those there before? No. Okay. Well, 1.25. Insert key. Play footstep sound. Please work. Okay. Copy this. Go to here. Copy that. Now, when we play walk, we do anim.keys. Whoops. Anim keys dot play. See how our naming conventions are so great? We have a capital W there, a lowercase w there. Everything is inconsistent. That's what we want. Oh. Oh, that's why. It only plays twice because it's not looping. All right, now we can go to here, footsteps. We can make this. Let's do that because play footsteps already takes care of that. Unit size, 35. Max distance, 60. Let's try that. See what it sounds like. Uh-oh. We need to also go to anim keys, go to idle, make this a looping thing that does currently nothing. I think we can make it 5 seconds. Yes. Idle, we can do anim keys dot play. Idle. All right. He lives in the tree now. Okay, let's make this even lower because I think 3 and 5 is too much. Let's do 2 and 3. And then let's also make this a little bit louder. This will work for now. These is mostly placeholder stuff. We also need little sounds for these guys moving. Also, right here, playback options, default blend time, 0.5. Yeah, let's do like 0.3. Okay, nice. We definitely need a better sound. Okay, he also needs just his random sounds. We're going to do another one of these things. What's it called? Can you do a bunch of different streams on one? Idle sounds. Go back to Audacity. Let's go here, grab all this, delete. Okay. Export as MP3. We're going to save this as rock idle sounds. Golem idle sounds. Okay, sick. And this, he's just going to make playing autoplay. This thing needs to be loopable. Loop, enable, re-import. Let me throw it on a different bus and see what happens. That's a bit much. This reverb is a bit much in general. We'll see how this is. 75. We'll put this on unit size 50. We'll see what happens. Dead Slap has all the captains rolling in. Yeah. Too much reverb. Let's just maybe okay. We'll see. this is too much. Let's go like that. Let's go back to here. Export MP3. Golem. Captain Dead Slap, yes. Oops, let's not get out of that because I'll probably have to open it again in about 3 seconds. Okay. We've got this one. Okay, that's a lot better. Oh, we need to make a loop. Wait, I think we... Yeah. That'll work. We need our footsteps to be a little bit louder. Let's see. We need some, wait, can I play multiple at once? I don't know. We're going to go ahead and do this, though. Duplicate idle sounds 2. This is going to have our just sounding stuff. I'm going to make some rock golem noises. Now I'm just going to loop these, so I kind of had to give it some space. Okay, sounds good. Golem grunts. Perfect. Idle Sounds 2 has Golem grunts. Bump it up a little. That's a little low. Perfect. grunting. Might be a little bit too well. Let's throw this on the master and see how it sounds. Okay, let's do like 80. This has no effects on it besides the pitch shift. Still really hard to hear, so I guess we do another bus. Golem, grunts. Goodness sakes, how many buses are we going to have? We're going to do some reverb on this. We're going to do a compressor. Bring that up. Good here. We're going to do our gain. That might be way too much, but we'll see. We can also just turn our volume up. Maybe we need more like 0.6. Okay, that's not bad. Compressor. Drop our threshold, maybe. All the buses, as long as their wheels go round and round, yes. This is just like quiet. All right, we'll just, I guess, try that. We could throw some distortion on it. Gives it a little bit more grit. This is where I should just look at that Discord. Alright. Just making little noises here and there. And we could actually just record a bunch of different grunts. We don't have to loop this one. We could record a bunch of them and then pick them randomly. Perfect. Yeah, he's a bit quiet, but we'll figure things out. Okay, now we record for the maybe something like that for the grass guys. Bot Red Gaming. Sorry. How's it going? What's up? For the grass bros, maybe a... Yeah, okay, that works. Export as MP3. Grass bro. Footsteps. Then we go back to our grass bro. We add a audio stream player 3D. Go here. Go grass bro footsteps. Click on this. Grab this. Toss it in there. Do a little pitch scale to like 0.7. Oh, that slows things down. Okay, that's good. Creature footsteps. Okay, state. So let's do transition to idle. Footsteps here. We got to grab this. Transition moving. Footsteps dot play. Okay, let's see what happens. What genre of game and also the name? The name currently is the Observer, but we're very early on, so we'll see how that changes. Okay, these need to be boosted like crazy. But genre of game, it's kind of a, maybe you could call it puzzle. Are these guys working yet? They're still moving. Maybe they're moving fine. They're moving a little weird. But not like super weird. Let's make this like 50. Bump that up to that. I don't know. We'll see. DPN something. Help me make a 2D game. Unfortunately, I have too many projects. But if you have questions and need help and stuff, I do have a Discord where you can ask people, including myself, if you have questions on how to do specific things. There are people who are very talented in there. Royal Gaming, what's up? This reminds me of Mario Galaxy, and I love it. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Voltages tested, yes. Same here. Here, let me grab my Discord link. By the way, in the Twitch chat, we got an ad break coming in 2.5 minutes. Do I use Obsidian? Technically, yes. Realistically, no. I'll put notes in there, but that doesn't mean I remember that it exists and then go look at those notes. Here, let me throw the Discord link in the YouTube chat. But I'm using the Godot engine and Blender to make the 3D models. Godot game engine, as you can see, to make my game here. Okay, then we can also do some burrowing and stuff, because these guys are supposed to burrow down into the ground. Sick. Yeah, I'm really liking this planet world, though. This is the main hub. And then from here, you're going to go to the different levels. You're going to jump into this thing. It'll take you to the other levels. Keep in mind that this level is completely unfinished. It's mostly just been me messing around. There's no real story to it yet, and it's not optimized at all. But the whole plan on this level is that you're going to be going through a world, a sci-fi world that is in a huge battle, and you're going to watch as a team of mechs goes around and fights its way through the city. Follow the story there. Otherwise, there's going to be other levels that are going to take place in completely different areas, like completely different alternate dimensions, basically. So no two level will be the same at all. They're going to be completely different characters and stories, and everything could be different. I might even do some like 2D levels. I don't know. The whole idea is completely different experiences every time. This is going to be the first one that I'm working on. First experience, it's going to be this big mech battle, like I said. But yeah. Godot, I have to learn it. Godot is great. It's easy. Well, game development is hard, no matter what. But I think Godot is the easiest version of hard when it comes to game development. But it is hard. Just so you know. I've been doing it for like 2 years now. It is very hard, and you will go crazy. But you have to learn to love that. You have to be fine with going crazy. It is a really nice game according to Indie Game, and only one developer is working on it. Which game are you talking about? Sorry, let me look at Twitch chat again. I forget my Obsidian notes too. Sometimes I just make a text or markdown file in my game project to keep track of stuff. I also have Trello, which I forget to look at even though it's open. That's why I have a little redeem there that says look at Trello. So much nicer than Trello. IMHO, I love it now. I got used to it. Seems great. I don't know how to use it well, because at this point for me, Obsidian is basically Microsoft Word, because I don't know any of the functionality at all. And I'm not using it to its fullest for sure. this is the extent of my obsidian here. Okay. Performance notes. Use way less lights. I'm glad I looked at this because that is true. And then we have the base builder plugin that I'm making. I'm basically just using a dark mode notepad. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not using it for what it's meant for. But I would have to learn it. Do find it better in my head than Trello. Trello is like just a place for things to go so I can write it down. And then hopefully the fact that I wrote it down helps me remember it. The game that I'm making. Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Obsidian is just Markdown, like when you make README pages for Git, I use Markdown. A Markdown reference page. Making your keywords wrapped in square braces makes them a link to the page of themselves. Oh, okay. That's dope. Is that square the player? Yes. You are a cube of energy created from the star around your homeworld. So you're this guy right here. You are the observer. You observe things. That's mostly what you do. You were created from that star right there. That is from whence you came. And this is where you live. And pretty soon I'll start designing the character that created you, who is sending you to all these different worlds where you must observe. By the way, Dr. Cap, did you see? Let me show, because I don't know if you've even seen my more recent projects. Because you know me, I like to make way too many projects. If you want, I can make a player model for free. Unfortunately, I am making this game all by myself. Full. I like doing the 3D stuff. I have a very my visual style that I'm doing, but I appreciate the offer, brother. Markdown guide, cheat code, or cheat sheet. Let me pull this up. Oh, okay. Yeah. And this all works just within Obsidian. Nice thing is you don't have to use Markdown in Obsidian. You can use it in regular text files. If they're saved as .md files, you can usually view them rendered like how HTML files are rendered. Okay. In code editors or browsers with plugins. Sweet. Okay. This is the problem, is I'm putting these notes in Trello. Will I remember to look at Trello? Obsidian notes. I'm using Trello to keep track of my Obsidian stuff. Markdown cheat sheet for Obsidian. I mean, this is just Markdown in general, right? But at some point, I'll look at these things and hopefully use them. But, so, Dr. Cap, I don't know if you've seen this. Is there going to be a boss? Not really. You don't really fight in the game that I'm making. But Dr. Cap, here is my plugin that I've been working on for base building, which uses the same base building that I was using in my other game, which I don't know if you've seen yet. But I'm making a plugin for kind of Rust style base building that is very scalable to your own, or customizable. So you can make, all of these are the base components, but you can make your own components and have them connect however you want. You can deconstruct, you can do triangle foundations, you can do triangle ceilings, walls, all of these things. But it's a plugin that is meant to make it really easy to build things, whether it's like Rust style base building or even something like a city builder or something. And it all just uses these connection points. So like, oh, click there. This connection point is meant for foundations, so foundations go there. If I switch to triangle foundations, now we have different connection points. And every component, every build component, so a foundation or a triangle foundation, they have their own connections. There's still some weirdness, like you can do that. But that could be fixed fairly easily. But yeah, I've been working on that. I have a GitHub for it if anyone is interested in a build system like that. I'm hoping this week to finish it up and make a video for it, so I can tell people how to use it. But it's actually pretty easy to build new components and customize it in your own way. Here's the plugin there. BRB, okay. Wow, this is cool. You might get me to use Godot if I have access to that. Yeah, I want to make it really easy to use. It already kind of is. There's just a few things I think that need to be fixed. But like the square foundation here just has these connection points that you add to it. And you just tell each connection point what type of component it accepts. And you can create your own component types if you want. So like this connection point right here accepts foundations. And then if I click on the actual component that this foundation is, it has a component type of type foundation. So I know that this connection accepts foundations like that. The wall connection, which is placed right here, it accepts walls. And so whenever I switch to the wall component in my build system, only these connections get activated, and then you can place walls. The wall type also includes things like doors, because obviously a door is only going to go where a wall could go also, because they're kind of the same component. But then you can make your own components, make your own connections, place them wherever you want. Like these ones here, this was fun to figure out. The triangle foundation connection, because I had to figure out where is the center of a triangle when it has the same length side as this, and do a bunch of math to get everything to line up correctly. But, and that's the same like square ceiling. Square ceiling is of type ceiling. It has a bunch of connections on it. They all accept a certain type. This connection accepts ceilings. This wall one connects walls. Yeah. Then there's the center one. Where's the center one? Oh, right there, which accepts the deconstruct component, which all it does is just destroy whatever. But yeah, where I got that from was from my other main project. I have about 18 main projects. Which is my survival one. Irish John Games has a similar plugin for Unity called Help Me Place. Okay, yeah. I don't know if there really is anything in Godot for that. So hopefully I'm the first. That would be sweet. If it works well enough. But it's pretty easy to make new building components and stuff. 18 main projects is the way to go. Okay, so this is this main project. which I don't know if you've seen. You definitely haven't seen it in a long time, but I don't even know if I had started this one yet. Still very much in demo mode, as you can tell. But we got axe, hammer, pickaxe, crafting bench, small box. We got a little inventory system here with tools. We got this guy right here, who I can tell to stand up, and I can move him around. We can also just go ahead and start building our base on top of him using basically the same system that I'm building in the plugin, except for the plugin is going to be a little bit better. But you could do all of this in the plugin right now, except for the... Well, you could do the animations, like you could build it yourself pretty easy. But I want to make it so it's so super easy to have like things like animations and stuff already built into the plugin. Then I can tell that guy to walk off with my base. Oh. Robot one with the spaceship? Nope, this is completely different. A crafting game, yes. Survival game with a mobile base. So we got, your standard stuff. I can place down a crafting bench, although the crafting bench you can't do anything with yet because I never built that out. But you can place down boxes, and you can craft a... Oh, not enough stone. Looks like I need to go grab some stone. All of the systems are there for a survival game. It's just I only have stone and wood and like these 4 items plus the crafting bench, I guess. But I can craft an axe. Currently I can craft like a million things at once, which isn't what I want, but... And this is also my DS inventory plugin, which is also only half finished. So I need to finish that up, but I have an inventory plugin coming as well eventually. It's already out, it's just kind of broken. Land dudes like Ents, but rocks and dirt. Yep. Do you launch these games in any type of game installer? No, because I haven't ever finished a game. I never finish anything. But I learn a ton. But yeah, these are your... this is your walking mountain dude. He walks through the water, carries you from island to island. I just don't know where I'm going to go with this game. That's the problem. We got some flying creatures up there. I don't have a good direction for this game yet. I have the cool thing of like, oh, there's a guy that you can walk around on. Problem is, if you look at my debugger, we got all these weird transform problems because of the way that I have to do this with the walking guy. He's got animations attached to him, and then when you start building a base on top of him, you get all these weird rotation issues that pop up because the whole structure is moving and you're trying to align to an animated bone. So I think in the end, if I was going to make those go away, I'd have to make this guy not use an animation player and instead animate maybe just his legs and then have the top part of him be a fixed structure that moves along with the legs but not as an animation, something. I don't know. Bye, bro. Best of luck for your future game. Thank you, Bot Red Gaming. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good one. But yeah, it's complex and inspiring. Yeah, I love it, but it took so long to figure out how to do that part correctly. And it still doesn't quite work. Because there's so many things I had to do just to make the player, like, stay on top of this guy while he moves. Like when you jump so you don't just fly off. I have, like, a whole separate character controller that shows up when you're on top of this guy, and when you jump into here, it swaps to a different character controller. And then when you jump off, you go back to your main one. It's like, there's so many weird workarounds. One second here. Okay. Yeah. But this has ways to go still if I return to it. We'll see. But that build plugin I want to have done pretty soon. The problem is I keep wanting to work on my main game, of course, which makes sense. DS Inventory is the other plugin, which is currently like broken. It's not fully broken, but it's mostly broken. So I can pick up items. What was the issue I was having? I mean, these all work pretty well. I think this is the earlier version. The other version is on my laptop. Anyway, and I probably haven't downloaded the most recent one. But that plugin I'll release as well. I mean, it's already released, but I'm going to finish it up at some point. And then hopefully it's like done. And then people could pull both plugins in and basically have an inventory system and a base building system all at once. Oh, goodness. Well, it is 4:17 p.m. and it is already almost fully dark outside. Not quite fully dark. There's still some light in the sky. But I'm getting used to this northern winter now. Living in Finland is definitely different than what I'm used to. But I do love it here. I'm having a good time. Rock Golem. Let's go ahead and make his turn speed more like 1. Still turning pretty fast. Where's turn speed happening? Just there. Lerp angle. I feel like lerp angle doesn't work really in the way that I expected it to. It's like the larger the distance, the faster he turns or something. Okay. That's not bad. One thing I could also do wait a second. Can I do this? can I grab these, throw them under there, go to 3D, parse geometry. Will this work if I pull these in? Root node children. Okay, that's on 4. No, do I have to do... How can I do this? Okay, we'll see if this breaks everything. If it does, we can figure it all. Create navigation mesh. Okay, that is a second navigation region, which means I think I can do this. Have to go here. I created a navigation mesh. Now if I throw these in here, static colliders. Oh. Collision mask, if maybe we do... That's on collision 1. Let's delete that. Let's go here. Why does it suddenly delete? Static colliders, okay. Source geometry. Is there a way I can do this? Oh, sorry, Albert. Ask your opinion on something, for sure. What's up, Yoshi? How you doing? How can I make sure that these... I want to rebake this, keep the geometry. Yep, and then that only does that. Okay. The proton scatter. Is it a bad idea for me to want to do multiple programming languages in Godot without a single game project, or within a single game project? For example, 3 programming languages, each to their own strengths. I mean, if you feel comfortable with that. But the only thing I know is, like, obviously you can use C# and GD script. I mean, you could use like Rust, and there's things you can use within it, however you're hooking it up. I don't really know much about that. For me, it's just a lot easier to just know GD script and not have to do anything else. But if you feel like you can make it work, other languages like C#, you will get a speed boost from using that. Like, it is more performant. But it really just depends on what you're trying to build. Because if you're trying to build something simple, then I don't think there's any need to make it more complex. But if you're making something that you really need the strengths of the other languages, if you know how to hook it up and make it work, that sounds great. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, but where's my golem? Where did he run off to? There he is. Goodness sakes, he blends into the rocks too much. One thing I just realized. Velocity, we should do input deer, I think. I think we tried this yesterday, but our input deer was off anyway. think now we're on. Love if I can make it work with C++ for speed and Rust for its no garbage collector. There's definitely Rust, or a Rust version that you can use, where you can use the Rust bindings or whatever they're called. I don't know much about it, but if you're good at that, then why not? Okay, this right here works. Sometimes when you use an alternate language on a platform, you have to watch out for performance issues. True, if it's not like meant, because the normal path on any platform is usually optimized for best performance and bug fixes. Yeah. So you might not even get the benefits that you would normally get using that. Oh, sometimes they walk sideways still. Oh, like that guy. Why is he walking sideways? But then they straighten out, usually. I think we're just not using our... How does this work? What does this change? Not that much. Still off. Okay. The rotation. So arctan turns the arctangent. This is our direction. Does that work? No. Let me go to AI and ask. Remember how they tried to replace C++ with Carbon, Google's biggest failures, and was so overhyped? I've never even heard of Carbon, so it must have been overhyped. Or it must have been a failure, I suppose. Let's go to AI. For some reason, when it comes to local, like global versus local coordinates, I do terrible. I have this code in Godot. I have a character who can run around on the surface of a sphere. The sphere is a nav mesh. For I am aligning the characters up direction every tick as well, so they orient with the gravity of the planet they are on. This skeleton 3D rotation code isn't quite working correctly. Am I doing something wrong with the rotation? Seems like they don't always face in the right direction. Movement. Let's see what AI says. I worked in simulation and coordinate conversions were my challenge area, TBH, so I worked on anything else. Yeah. I don't know how any of it works. I've never understood it, and I'm terrible at it. Okay, let's see what T3 chat. Oh my goodness, why does it do so much? Simplify this like crazy and remove all comments. Why are you doing... Oh, it says get planet up. However, you obtain the surface normal. I hope AI just keeps getting worse and worse. It's already bad enough, but I hope it just gets terrible. Okay, up direction. Up deer. Okay. We see if this works at all. Why is it doing? It's doing so much. I was gonna say you can tell it to summarize and stuff, but you know, yeah. Okay. Okay, maybe. All right. It's doing it correctly, just opposite. Perfect. I don't understand my code. I've learned very little here. That's the problem with with AI is I don't know why it works. Okay, forward, input deer minus up direction. We need to do something. Let's put that to negative, I guess. Google Googling information about Carbon to see what went wrong, but I'm using Google, so I don't know if Google would lie. What IR? Whoop. Something broke? Oh, that can't be a negative. Negative forward. Let's do that. AI, I think it's just ChatGPT AI, or I mean, O5 mini, but I'm using t3.chat. Okay, this works, I think. Okay, let's do the same thing on this guy here. Rock Golem. But yeah, t3.chat is pretty sick. You can do all the models. So some of these are disabled, it looks like, but there's all of them on here. I think it's $8 a month that I pay, and then you can run out of stuff. Like I used Claude, and I think you get a certain amount of tokens per month or whatever. Maybe you get a certain amount per model or something. I don't really know how it works, but or maybe you get a certain amount of tokens in general that then get distributed depending on how much you use each model. I don't know. Some of them you can use kind of always, but I've only ran out of tokens with Claude before, so I don't know if it applies to everything else and if they reset every month or whatever, but all right, let's try this. We are encouraged to use AI at work, and I haven't seen it do much that would replace me. Sure, it's good at looking convincing to folks that don't understand, which is dangerous. Yep. Seeing that a lot of its usefulness is in context and prompting. Yeah. Obviously there's use to it. I just hate it because I just started to learn programming for real. Like I just now feel like I'm getting pretty good. And then people are using AI all over the place and like, hey, come on. Let me just enjoy this. You know, I don't want it to get better. I don't want to suddenly just not have my one hobby anymore. And also just the fact that like there's so much hype around it that I don't like it even more because of that. But it is really nice for like I'll have it teach me things, or I'll have it do things like this. Things with rotation. Like if I want these trees to shake when I run into them, that's something I'm doing with AI because I don't want to have to learn how to do that because I hate rotations. But anything bigger than that, and I just feel myself becoming dumber every time I use it. But luckily it is not good enough to replace really anyone at this point. And sometimes it'll just show me kind of the right direction to go, which is nice. Like, I don't know how to approach this problem, and then it will tell me, you could do this, and I'll build my own way of doing it, but it will kind of map it out. I want to solve the problems myself, but I like it to help with sticky problems and doing grunt work. Yeah. And there's some things like, I should probably use like Cursor with this because a lot of this stuff would just be typed out faster with autocomplete, even just, you know, VS Code with GitHub Copilot or something. Just faster. I don't mind the inline stuff. But once I feel myself copy pasting big blocks of code and then being like, no, this doesn't work quite right, copying it back in there and being like, change it to make it work, and then I'm out of there. Like, I'm not learning anything. Yeah. None of these guys have nav region, but they're all working. Do I not even need the nav region? This exported nav region? I don't think I'm using it at all. I'm not. Okay. Nice. That's kind of nice. Because it just grabs what... Where is it again? It's like... Navigation server map dot get closest point get navigation map. Okay, it's just figuring it out through that, I guess. So far I use it for setting up unit tests, explaining code optimization possibilities, and documentation. Okay. Autocomplete I was using before the AI things. Yeah, that is also, yeah. Learned a lot when I practiced coding problems by only using a plain text editor. Yeah, I kind of really like I learn way more by doing it that way. Or by when I look things up online, when I find someone's implementation that won't just work when I copy paste it, but I have to make it work in my own code, then I learn more too. Look at these dudes just hanging out. Okay, something we could do. We could do a little state system. Right now we just literally go between moving and idle. But let's do a transition to burrowing. Current state equals state.burrowing. Goodness sakes. Okay. We'll do a, do we just do a state machine for these guys? An animation state machine? Let's just do this. And then in our anim keys, oh, we don't even have an anim keys. All right, we're going to do an animation player. This is how I've always done it. It's not exactly the best, but... Anim keys needs to have a new animation called burrow. We need one called unburrow. We need one called idle, moving, burrow, idle. I guess. I don't know if we need all of these, but okay, animation player. Burrow is 2.45 seconds. Sweet. Anim keys, we're going to go to burrow. 2.5, we're going to say that. Call method track on GrassBro. Okay. Insert key, transition to burrow idle. Nice. So on burrow, we transition to burrow idle. Anim keys dot play burrow. Once again, no consistency. Okay, burrow idle. Anim dot play burrow. No, burrow idle. Anim dot or anim keys dot play burrow idle. Burrow idle. Transition to unburrowing. Dot play unburrow. Okay. Unburrow should be 2.5 as well. At the end, we're going to do a call method track. GrassBro, boom. Insert key. Transition to idle, I think. Yeah. Here we need to do our, what is it? I guess nav timer. We're going to do that. We're going to... Oh, whoops. Need a random range. Okay, sick. Whoops. I need this copy. Now, nav timer timeout. State dot moving. Transition to, let's do transition to burrow. Let's do a rand var rand equals rand I range 0 to 5. And let's do just 1 to 5. If rand is less than 3, else transition to idle. They're going to have a chance to just burrow. If current state is idle, then we get the nav target transition to moving. We could just do a match, but transition to unburrowing. Okay, let's see what breaks. I use PoE. It has a lot of AI that I can use a limited amount per day, but I have 50 alternative accounts, meaning I can use the most powerful AI like ChatGPT-5 Codex 50 times per day. Okay, not bad. Okay, let's see if any of them burrow. Are they all timing out too fast? I think I know what it is, which is on our... Here we're doing that. We need that in idle. I think it's just... Oh. Anim.play. Transition to burrowing. Where is that happening? And where is this happening? Burrow idle. And unburrowing. This is where things get tricky. Lurk, gotta walk the dog. Sounds good. Oh, because we're getting to the area first. Transition to idle does that. We start this. Maybe we do this part here. And here we just do transition to idle. So I think they were just getting to their spots too quickly. Okay. Let's just put that everywhere. Got an ad starting in a minute and a half. Just heads up. Okay, now these guys are not unburrowing, which means when burrow, transition burrowing, we need to play burrow. Anim keys has transition to burrow idle. Okay, which means here we need to actually set our current state. State dot burrow idle. State, whoops, current state equals state dot unburrowing. Okay, let's once again see where it breaks. We will have to rework all this stuff. Oh, 3 of them just burrowed. Oh. This guy just immediately burrowed again. Okay, these guys love burrowing. We're gonna do 20% chance. Okay, it looks like I do need to bounce. Let me just test this real quick. Let's also make sure these guys can move a little further. A little wider range. Nice. Then we can build the caving. This guy can turn into a cave. But I do need to go because I need to get some actual work done. Right as my ad ends, of course. But I do actually need to bounce. But thank you all for being here. Good to have you all here. It's good to see some familiar faces. Dr. Cap, as always, good to see you. Manadono, thank you for being here. Who else was here? There was a bunch. Just Cavino, Captain Onasa, Albert in the YouTube chat. Appreciate you, brother. Botred Gaming, Dip, who else? Yoshi, Gable, and VRV. Appreciate you guys in the YouTube chat. Hope you guys have a good one. And everyone else that was watching. But yeah, I'll be back on hopefully again tomorrow. And we are going to go ahead and make some more progress on this thing. I'm really loving it though. Like already just this little planet is just exactly what I need. Feels very warm and cozy. Especially with these little creatures running around. This guy. I might add like 3 of them. Anyway, I gotta bounce. See you later. Thank you for being here.